What is up, you guys? Josh here, back again today with a brand new YouTube video. So I am actually re-recording this because my last video crapped out on me for some reason and the video kind of just was static. So let's talk about something that I find relatively interesting, which is the subject matter of superhero fatigue. Is this something that's real? Is it something that's actually fake? And it's used by the studio systems in order to kind of prop up their actors as well as their films. I personally feel like it's something that is actually not real, that it's something that's designed to kind of berate the fans and blame them as the reason why they aren't going to the theaters to see these movies. Now, everybody loves all the Avengers movies. At least most people tend to love the Avengers movies. I was a huge fan of the Spider-Man movies back in the day. I liked the first Iron Man movie, even though I was actually not really interested in seeing it at first. I was basically dragged into the movie theater by my dad, who basically told me, this is going to be a good movie, everybody's saying it's awesome, you kind of have to go see this with me. And I was like, I don't know, I kind of really like the Spider-Man movies, but I'm kind of over and done with the whole superhero film entirely. And he basically dragged me to the movie theater, and I'm kind of glad that he did, because that kind of kick-started the whole Avengers MCU. And I really do like the fact that this kind of took off into a whole different direction where they're innovating each and every movie. They're kind of making really great superhero movies, especially with things like Captain America the First Avenger, as well as Captain America Civil War. And I think that each and every one of those movies was the next step and was the next iteration towards things like Avengers Infinity War as well as Avengers Endgame. And I think it's something that kind of capitalized on really great storytelling mixed in with really great actors. And the whole, seeing these characters that you know and love on the big screen was really the draw for a lot of people, including myself. And I think that lately what we've been getting in terms of the movie theater industry is Hollywood studios that are pushing a political message, political ideologies, where it doesn't really need to be. And I think a lot of people are just sick and tired of all the people online kind of telling them that they're ist and phobes, or that they are kind of bad people for not wanting to go see a movie, especially with things like Black Adam and The Flash, which I actually really did like Black Adam. I think it was kind of generic and cliche at a lot of parts. I think that for the movie itself is actually a pretty decent movie, especially with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Maybe I'll actually do a review of that on my channel, but I personally feel like superhero fatigue is only something that used as an excuse for when these movies bomb, which these movies have been doing a lot lately, especially the Disney Marvel superhero film, mostly because of the fact they hired incompetent writers, incompetent people behind the camera, kind of direct and write these films. And that's one of the reasons why these movies are doing so poorly as they are right now. It's not because of the fans, it's not because the fans don't want to go see superhero movies. We're just being tired of having to go see this next movie, which is going to preach to us and jam things down our throat that we don't really think should be there to begin with. I think that if you focus on great storytelling and good stories well told, you're going to find out that there's a lot of people that actually still want to go to the movie theater, that actually still want to go support your films. And I just don't think that we're getting that with the modern era. I think that the modern era is pushing a narrative that, the fans are bad, that we only want certain groups of people watching these movies. And that's one of the reasons why these movies are failing, is because you're pushing out your core audience, the core people that would actually go waste 2 hours of their time to go see these movies, which seeing a movie is difficult enough, especially with the ticket prices being $30 for one. It costs more to kind of go see these movies than it would be to kind of just buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. And I think that's one of the reasons why when streaming services kind of took hold, which I really don't like streaming service. I think that purchasing physical media, a film that you like or support, is actually a lot better than streaming service. But I think that's why a lot of people wait for reviews to come out before they actually go see a movie and decide whether or not they want to go see it, because they're waiting for their friends to tell them, hey, this is a good movie. They're waiting for people on YouTube to say, hey, this is a good movie. And then they might actually go check out critic reviews to see if they kind of match what the YouTubers and everybody else are saying online. And if they're not saying the same things, they're not saying this is a good movie, they're probably not going to go. And I think a lot of this whole superhero fatigue nonsense is just, like I said before, the studios blaming the fans, trying to say the fans are bad when a movie such as Flash flops or Black Adam flops, when in reality people are just tired of the political ideology, the nonsense being thrown into it. They just want to go escape a movie for either 2 hours or 2 hours and 30 minutes, which movies these days are really long, and especially takes a lot of time and energy out of your day, especially dealing with bad moviegoers, which is another thing that I do want to talk about at some point on this channel. And I think that's one of the things people are tired of. They just don't want to drive out of the cinema to see a film that's going to lecture them. And I think that, the movies is supposed to be an escape from reality. It's supposed to be something that you go to kind of have fun and see these larger than life characters do heroic things on screen. And we're not actually getting that larger than life aspect. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're seeing so many of these movies fail, is because Hollywood is focused solely on pushing political messages, hiring people in the industry who are incompetent at their jobs based on who they sleep with and who they know politically and who aligns with them politically, rather than just hiring based on merit. And I think that if you hire people based on talent and merit alone, you're going to find that a lot more people will support your film and actually go out to the theater to watch it. And so that's one of the reasons why I think this whole superhero fatigue thing is nonsense. I think it's just an excuse. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, well, we really like our project, but nobody else does, so that's the reason why we're going to blame the fans for not wanting to go see a superhero movie, when in reality, if you just told a really interesting story, people would go see it. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of the whole topic of superhero fatigue. Do you think it's actually just nonsense? Do you think it's actually real? Do you think it's just something that studios use as an excuse for bad writing and bad filmmaking? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And as always, guys, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.